Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're here with MotoGP 26. It is finally here. Apologies, the video is a bit late. Usually I am off the day of release, but unfortunately after a 12-hour shift, a bit of grub and a cup of tea, I'm only now getting to try it. So we're going to jump straight in as always, do a bit of time trial. And who else but Marc Marquez. We're going to take him to, I actually don't know what track we're going to take him yet, but we're going to go find the track. Marc Marquez, who looks extremely tall in this little image here, I'm not going to lie to you. He's one of the smallest riders on the grid. But anyway, let's not taint our opinions before we've even turned the wheel. So we're here at the circuit, the Catalonia in Barcelona. I haven't even done a lap yet, right? But one thing's already annoyed me is these menus, nothing has changed. The audio you can hear, I'm going to be quiet here for a second. That background noise, that clip has been in this game, in these games for years. So again, looks like a lot already straight away. I haven't even done a lap and a lot is carrying over, which is bodes well for about what we're about to do here. So we're going to do our pit start as Mark here in Barcelona and see. But yeah, just something I wanted to point out at the start, that basic parts of the game seem to have copied over from 25. So we are out of the pits. Let's go and do a lap or so here just to get to my initial bearings really to figure this out. Okay, interesting. So I've just spent a few minutes going around just trying to get an idea of what the game is doing and how it feels. I don't usually struggle for an opinion on these games, but I am actually struggling to put into my words how I'm feeling at this one, because it just feels weird to me. So into turn one, there's a weird effect going on the outer part of the track that makes it look like you're going really fast. And then as you get on the brakes, the camera zooms into the bike, which gives you a very distorted sense of what the bike is doing into the corner. It keeps throwing me off to the point where it feels like you've no brakes, and then the bike really stops up because the camera zooms in, and then it throws your perception of the corner off. Very weird, don't like it. In the custom-made camera, I've turned all this shite off, as always, still hasn't fixed it. Unless it's the effect at high speed, which is staying on even though it's disabled. It wouldn't be a milestone game if it didn't have some game-breaking bugs. I know a lot of people have already said the braking feels weak. At the moment, here, it doesn't feel terrible in terms of weak power. Like, it's a milestone game, it's never going to be one-to-one. You can always go pretty much full brake into every corner. They don't really simulate their games that well. Let's call spade a spade, really. For some reason, rear tire is an ice cube. You cannot get temperature into it. I'm going to say the sounds, actually, I think, are set backwards. Visually, it looks like maybe slightly a different color grade to 25, but I wouldn't say it looks graphically better. Especially on first play, first boot up, there might be some things I can change to make it look a bit nicer, but from right here as it comes out of the box, for me, I wouldn't say it looks any better. Through this corner, you still can't get your fucking knee down, which is just a piss take. In all honesty, the fact that that's been on for 3 years. We're going to go to Portimao, because I guarantee turn 5 at Portimao is the same. How they release a game with broken corners, I will never understand, but here we are with like the 3rd generation of game with it. The big thing I was focused on and most interested by this game was the fact that, according now to the development team, that we now control the rider, not the bike. So for years, we were always controlling the bike. So the bike would lean with the stick, would follow the stick, whereas we're now controlling, for me here now, Marc Marquez, so my inputs go through the rider, who then applies them to the bike. So that should make it feel more realistic on what it's doing, so your inputs matter more to what the bike's doing. It's not just you controlling a bike, if that makes sense. What it means for me and playing it right now is that it feels like the steering isn't linear. So as I come into a corner, the more you lean the bike in, the faster, the more you lean. So at the very start of leaning in, it's very, very lethargic. From getting himself off the bike, it's very hard to lean the bike in. But then when he gets fully leaned over, it starts to speed up the way the bike turns. Now I know what you're saying, the more you lean, the more you turn, yes, but it shouldn't be changing in terms of what the stick is doing, how much, because I'm going straight to full lean immediately, and then the input speeds itself up through the game. So it's like an assist, because I keep leaning, and what you'll notice is I keep hitting inside curbs because the bike just starts to turn more the longer you're turning. So that's going to take some serious time to get my head around. The front does feel weirdly vague because I've had some straight line braking crashes there that I really don't know what I did wrong. It's the rear tire that's cold, not the front. Like I'm on traction 5, the rear has no grip. It just, so many of these corners you pick up the throttle and it just goes sideways, like just steps out. If you had max traction on a GP bike, the bike would be so bogged down and interfering, whereas this still just pivots around the headstock being picked the power up, which is wrong. There's not a whole lot I like about this, I won't lie to you, you can probably tell. As always, I buy these games myself, I don't get given them, so my opinions are my own, and whether anyone, whoever made this game, sees it or not, I don't really care. I'll say what I think about the game and recommend it at the end or not, but for right now, there's nothing here that I go, oh yeah, this feels better, this feels good, this looks better. There's these animations, which is to some corners it does feel like that the rider is a bit more smooth the way he picks up. I think the last 2 corners here, Catalonia, is a good example where the rider picks it up out of the penultimate corner, kind of gets into it tucked in. I can't see, I don't have control over the animation, I don't know how to get it to do it, but where he kind of has the half leaned off one, see if we can get it to do it here. That one there he's kind of clipping in and out of. When he does that out of the front of the corner, it looks pretty decent, and then when he gets down into the last corner, but again, I'm not really sure. That one there, I'm not sure why he does that or how he does it, because it's not like I'm changing my input. It's down to the game whether you do it or not. What for me the issue with that is that because it's not like if I was tucking in he was doing that, I'd be saying fair enough, at least I'm controlling it, where the game is doing that. Look, see the bit of I just picked up, like what's going on with that corner where you can't lean, like Jesus Christ. Like, so I've decided to take Top Rack because I wanted to hear what the new Yamaha V4 sounds like. So I've taken Top Rack to Portimao, and well, that's not a V4, is it now, game? So I've lost count how many issues I found. Again, look at the rear, just zero grip. The lighting around here, in fairness, looks much better. Again, like I said, the way they've changed the overall color tone of the game, it looks quite good here, I'll give them that. Okay, how do you rewind, Dylan? Alright, I don't know how to rewind, but into turn 1 there, I was full on the brake and the back wheel would come up, it would hit some assist and go back down, as if the rider was modulating the brake, which I've all assists turned off. It's on the pro settings, of course. So I want to see, does it do it again? Did I maybe not hit the pull brakes or something? Because it should have, if I pull the stoppie and I keep full brake pressure on, it should just keep putting a stoppie. Look, why is the rear end come back down? So immediately there's some seriously built-in assist. So I think that might be why the braking is feeling weird for people, is that there seems to be some assist, because I was full on the levers there, and as soon as the rear would come up, it was almost like, it's more like the bike is being animated to do something rather than it actually reacting to my inputs, which is worrying. But of course I know what's going to happen in turn 5, because it happens still at turn 10 at Catalonia. So we're going to get to this corner here and the bike won't turn. I'm convinced it'll happen, I'm fairly sure it will. So we tip in, and yeah, look, like he doesn't have his knee down, and you see as we get out of the corner. So again, there's another corner that doesn't work. Yeah, not a V4. Corners don't work. Rear tires no grip. I'm not really sure what else to say about this game. It's not looking great, is it, now at the moment for me? So to finish up, I'm just going to do a few laps as Irishman Casey Gorman here at the new to 2026 Brazilian racetrack on the Moto3 bike, and kind of just summarize so far what I felt in the first 29 minutes I've played here. So it does feel like the rider positioning on the bike does matter to the way it turns. It does affect how the bike handles, and not exactly in a really enjoyable way, I would say, to be honest, because it feels almost like, okay, his ass is in the back. His ass is literally part of the exhaust almost, so like it's a bit strange that seating position, because like he's in the back cowling there. So anyway, even on these Moto3 bikes, it has that weird straight line effect where when you get on the brakes, the camera seems to zoom back in, and it really alters perspective. It feels like you've kind of tunnel vision through here because you're flat out. It's obviously to have an effect on speed and then zooms back in. It's doing something with the field of view, it feels like. It's really strange. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know if that's something I can turn off, because it doesn't seem to be in the customized camera. Don't like how the track looks, to be honest. So they've updated the curbs, which is one thing from the initial previews they had wrong. So they've gotten the curbs right. The tarmac color is just so light. It's been an issue for many games, but it's really noticeable here that like it's really just not dark enough to be for you to correct the color of the actual racetrack. I'm not really sure why they've had this issue, because again, it's been an issue for, like I said, it's not a recent issue, it's been an issue for many games. Even here where the track is supposed to be a bit more rubbered, that's still too light in my opinion, and this is the racing line, the rubbered in line. So fun little track this in Guyana. Track limits, love it. Doesn't have the hole at the back there, the wormhole or whatever it was, the game hole. The position of the rider on the bike is just wrong. Like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god, what a game. I'm loving it. Braking is numb, unfortunately. I was hoping it would make a step this year, it hasn't. The big issue for me is they've made Ride 6, it's pretty good. The physics were a good base, and they've made the MotoGP game on a completely different physics, similar to 24 and 25, and it's okay. If you have 24, I probably wouldn't buy this, and if you have 25, I definitely wouldn't buy this. If you're on PC as well, there's a lot of mods these days where you can get the up-to-date riders and skins and stuff like that, so if it's a case you just want the newer content, I'd nearly not bother. There's nothing I've played in the game. I'm 31 minutes on the game. I don't think there's anything on this game so far that would make me think that this is worth the full €60, $60, £50, whatever it be in your currency. Yeah, this is like, there's still so much of the game that feels the same as the last 5 in a way. The turning feels different, right, because the way the rider now controls the bike. So like I said, it's a non-linear effect of the way you turn in, because the bike feels different in different parts of the corner. That'll just take a bit of getting used to. They have the new animations, which look good in some senses, but I don't think in all senses. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there. I still have enough time to refund it if I feel like it, so that's still actually on my mind that it might be that bad that I mightn't actually want to keep it. Helmet cam is still same as all the other ones, really floaty and vague. The way the rider's head goes isn't representative. Oh my god, it feels a lot more floaty in first person, unfortunately. You have a couple more cameras where you've one fixed to the tank, which doesn't really give you any sort of anything. And you've this one. This one's okay. The only issue is that onboard cameras with the milestones, suspension and physics, everything feels very bouncy. So it's actually quite hard to put the bike somewhere, but this one actually feels more aligned to what you'd see. For me, it's a touch too low. Your head wouldn't, like, it probably isn't really where your head would be. Your head would be way more off the side and way more up. Fact as well, right, is when I turn in, sometimes I can see my shoulder clipping in. Like you can see, look down by this speedo when I turn right down, I see that's his shoulder clipping through. So it's just like the rider's clipping through the first person camera. So that's brilliant. I think I've had enough of this for one sitting. I've put myself through enough pain, really. Let me know in any comments down below what you think. On Steam at the moment, it's overwhelmingly negative, I think, from when I launched it a while ago. So I don't think I'm the only one having these thoughts about this game. A lot of people thought it wouldn't be very good. It's now here. It doesn't look to be very good. So yeah, unfortunately, it's another year of probably not playing this game for me. At the moment, anyway, it doesn't look like I have any plans of really doing anything big with this game. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm still winning my 2-hour Steam refund window, and I might actually just take that up on it. So anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. See you in the next one.